Now let's try some puzzles with cryptic clues. And these will really help to stimulate our thought processes surrounding using language. Now, the one thing that all the answers have in common is that they are famous stops on the London Underground. So, for example, if the first clue was bad news for Napoleon, and we got another clue that was a song by ABBA, the answer would be Waterloo. So let's give it a go. Remember that all the answers are also famous stops on the London Underground, and you can stop the video at any time if you'd like a bit longer for each question or want to discuss the questions with anyone. So the first clue is that it's falling down. It's falling down. Another clue would be that it's also part of a well-known song. Let's have a listen.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge
What do you
is falling
think?
down, my fair lady.
Well, the answer is London Bridge. It's London Bridge that's falling down. Okay, clue number 2. Where weapons are kept. Where weapons are kept. Now, it's also the name of a famous London football club, as well as being a stop on the Underground. What do you think? Well, the answer is Arsenal, and Arsenal is where weapons are kept. Clue number 3. Where you go for men and women's singles and doubles. Where you go for men and women's singles and doubles. Another clue is that it's a famous tennis tournament. Did you get it? That's it, it's Wimbledon. Wimbledon is where you would go for men and women's singles and doubles. So clue number 4, she had a long reign. She had a long reign. Now it's also the name of a type of sponge cake. What do you think? A long reign and a type of sponge cake. It's Victoria, which is also a really busy bus and rail as well as underground station. So clue number 5, he's a famous bear. He's a famous bear. There's also a statue of him there. Did you get it? It's Paddington. Now, I really loved the films of Paddington that were out recently, and it was also a great TV series in the 1970s. Okay, so the last one, clue number 6. Elementary, dear Watson. Elementary, dear Watson. Now, another clue might be that it's where Sherlock Holmes lived. What do you think? Elementary, dear Watson, where Sherlock Holmes lived. It's Baker Street. So we had London Bridge that was falling down. We had Arsenal, where weapons are kept. Wimbledon, where you go for men and women's singles and doubles. Victoria, who had the longest reign. Paddington, the famous bear with his own statue. And Baker Street, where Sherlock Holmes lived. So I hope you enjoyed thinking about these cryptic puzzles with me. So the answer to the first question was London Bridge. It was London Bridge that was falling down in the song. Now, London Bridge is the oldest existing station in London. It was built in 1836 as part of the London and Greenwich Railway. Now, Arsenal was the answer to the second clue, and that's where weapons are kept. So Arsenal Station took its name from the football club in 1932, and it's the only tube station to be directly named after a club in the UK. And clue number 3, Wimbledon is where you go for men and women's singles and doubles. And it also used to be where you could see a dog called Laddie. Now, he was an Airedale Terrier and he worked as a railway collection dog. He collected donations for the Southern Railwaymen's Home for retired railway workers. He had a box strapped to his back and he worked in the station from 1949 to 1956. Collecting over £5,000, and he spent his own retirement in the home that he raised the money for. Now, it was Victoria who had the longest reign before the current Queen, and Victoria Underground Station is the second busiest on the London Underground. Over 84 million people used the station in 2018, and it's recently undergone some expansion to help cope with all these crowds. Now, Paddington Bear was named after Paddington Station, and the station was also the first destination of Queen Victoria, who in turn was the first reigning monarch to travel by train. She travelled from Slough to Paddington after being at Windsor Castle, because the road was too dusty apparently, so she had to take the train instead. And finally, 221B Baker Street was where Sherlock Holmes lived, and the tilework of Baker Street Station features a silhouette of this fictional detective. At one stage, there was even a pub named after his arch-rival Moriarty on platform 2. I hope you enjoyed doing these cryptic puzzles with me.